All right, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes on social media. My name is Judson Powell. All right, so been looking at a lot of stuff that's been going on. The main thing that you need to be concerned with now is your position in the universe. Position in the universe, and if you're not in the position that you should be in, you should move to that position immediately. And what I mean is, the generation, in my generation, we are now becoming elders. Most of the elders are passing on. All right, we are now becoming the elders. So you have to take on the responsibility of an elder. Next one would be what? Would be the younger people. You are the foot soldiers right now. You know, y'all the foot soldiers. But this is the thing: you have to listen to the elders and the ancestors. The elders have to listen to the ancestors, and the foot soldiers have to listen to the elders. And when we telling you all this stuff, you know, because I get tired of it. You know, people want to argue with you and all that kind of stuff, and they think, remember, there's nothing new under the sun. There's not Amun Ra has existed since the earth existed. So there's nothing new under the sun. So don't think that you're creating something or you're making something up. That's why we talk about knowledge and wisdom. See, knowledge is the whole thing. You know, we talk about knowledge and wisdom, and y'all not even nowhere close when it comes to knowledge and wisdom. I see a lot of young people that are. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying everybody. I'm not saying all. But what I am saying is that, and you have to know the difference. Knowledge is all the body of stuff that you know about, but wisdom is how you use that body of knowledge. And a lot of people don't have wisdom. All right, they have knowledge, but they don't have wisdom. And the way you gain wisdom is through the elders and the ancestors. Why? And by knowing your history and knowing who you are. Know thyself, and to thine own self be true. And when we say that, in fact, I just, and it kind of got to me. I just saw a post, and somebody was talking about what? They were talking about, you know, you are not your ancestors. Yes, you are. Who do you think the life force is in the blood? Why do you think a certain breed of dog, okay, we're gonna break this down to the animal kingdom. Why do you think that a certain breed of dog would act a certain way, and it was bred literally thousands of years ago, but now it still acts the same way? Well, the reason why it acts the same way is because there is biological DNA evidence and everything else that shows that you're going to act a certain way. That's why we can't be surprised when certain groups of people don't change. And when you don't know your history or you don't know your ancestry, you don't know these things. That's why they try to take it away from you. They try to take it away from you so that you won't know that you invented mathematics. They try to take it away from you so that you won't know that you invented medicine. They try to take it away from you so that they know that you know that you invented architecture. They want all the disciplines, all of the earthly disciplines that are based on building are what? Are African. And 9 times out of 10, whenever you discover something and you go back and you discover something, you'll find that the root of it is in Africa. Why? Because it's the motherland. It's the land of the sun. It's the land of black people. It's the land of melanin. That's what it is. So you can't. So I guess what I'm trying to say is the problem is that a lot of y'all try to claim certain things or try to do certain things, and it's knowledge, but it's wasted knowledge because you don't know and you haven't studied enough, or you won't study enough in order to know exactly what's going down. And that's a problem. That's a real problem. And especially when it comes, and the number one problem is religion, because there's a bunch of elders. There's a bunch of elders that are caught up on religion. And it's shameful that all these elders are caught up on religion because of the fact that that's one of the ways that we are kept down. All right, we are kept down on a lot of things. Why? Because we are caught into certain dogma, and certain things that are not good for us. Just simply not good for us. Why? Because it's not in our nature. It's just like that dog that was bred 1,000 years ago, and it's like, okay, all of a sudden he's like, I'm gonna try to be, I'm gonna try to be a boxer, but I'm really a Chihuahua. It's the same thing. Is absolutely the same thing. So that's why we keep on running and stumbling into stuff, because we don't know ourselves, and we don't know what our ancestors did, and we don't know, even when we do know what our ancestors did, we don't act on it, or we don't put the universal law of action into progress, right? And that's why I tell y'all about, so they try to circumvent the universal laws. And why do they do that? So that they can control you. So they control your money, they control your life, they control your house, they control your rent, they control everything that's about you. They control it. And how do they do that? How are they able to do that? And the reason why they are able to do that is because you don't have self-awareness, and you don't have self-knowledge. You got to get knowledge of self. And I'm talking about way before slavery. The only thing they try to pump in us is slavery. They try to pump in the things in the music business, rapping and singing and dancing, all of those things. Those things are great. But all of the so-called harder disciplines like physics, like architecture and all that, we built the pyramids. Guys, we built the pyramids. We built we built the Great Wall of China. Buddha was a black man. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you, but you don't know that because, or it was a human, which I try to talk to y'all about, the human versus, humankind versus mankind, but you got to understand that that's the truth. When these white terrorists go in and shoot something up, why do they go in and shoot it up? Because it's in their nature. And then the next thing that you have to know that I'm unrelenting when it comes to this stuff. The next thing that you have to know is that we civilized them. So part of it is our fault. And I know nobody wants to hear that, but part of it is our fault because we were the ones that taught them civilization. We taught them all that they knew about civilization. Now, what they did after they learned is a different story, because then, they tried to start taking over because they had no faith. They didn't have faith in themselves. That's why you need a gun. You need a gun because you don't have faith in your own ability to fight like a warrior. You need stuff like that in order that you can survive through certain things in the world, in the earth realm. So just like in China, they had gunpowder, and all of this stuff. They had it for years. And the only thing they ever used it for was to set off fireworks and stuff like that. White folks got a hold of it. Next thing you know, they was building guns, and now there are more guns in the United States than there are people. I mean, but and the reason why that is because a certain group of people have decided what? They decided that they would take things by force or threat of force. Instead of doing things the spiritual way, as we were taught in Kemet. We were taught to do things in a spiritual way. We were taught to respect elders, to respect ancestors, to respect altars, to respect spiritual, whatever type of spiritual path a person was following. You respected that. That's part of Ma'at. That's part of the 42 negative confessions of Ma'at. And see, when you know that, then you're able to operate in the world in a better way. And then everybody will try to come, of course, and I know everybody's going to try to come at me now. White people are going to come at me, well, why would you say that? And all that kind of stuff. It's not putting y'all down. What it's saying is it's selling the truth. If you don't tell the truth about the history, if you don't tell the truth about what's going on, then, then you're walking around living a lie. And all these, and then everybody started talking about parallel universes and all this kind of stuff, and the fact about time and all the things that people put up there. A lot of kids and stuff like that. What happens to them? They get fearful, and they use a lot of fear in this society and in the world society. Period. They use fear. Oh, the Mexicans are going to cross the border, and then they're going to take everything, and there won't be any jobs left, and there won't be nothing left for us. But that's not true. You know why that's not true? Because if y'all knew history, you would know that the land that's in California and Texas and Arizona and Nevada and all of that was all Indian reservations anyway. It was all Indian reservations, and it was Mayan and Aztecs that had migrated to the north. That's what it was. And then they come along and they make all these movies, and they show them, killing, how do they portray? They portray the Indians and the Mexicans as what? Being drunk and belligerent or being ignorant. The same thing they do to black people. And that's what Hollywood is. So Hollywood is actually creating parallel universes. What? It's fantasy. But if you watch it, like the same thing with the news. I don't watch the news. I know what's going on, but I don't have to watch the news because I allow the spiritual realm to tell me what news I need to know. If there's something that I need to know, I know one thing: the Most High will make sure that I find out what it is. One way, shape, form, or fashion, I'll find out some way. But I don't sit there and watch the news. Why? Because if y'all, how many of y'all sit there, just like Fox News, how many of y'all would sit there and watch or Fox Soul? Now they got to think Fox Soul. They got all of these stuff, and they show all of the shows that y'all like. What do they show it? They show it on Fox. They show those shows on Fox. It's true. And y'all sit there and y'all watch it and y'all consume it. And then what you consume, what you put in, is the only thing that you can get out. If you don't put good knowledge and then couple that with good wisdom, then what are you doing? It's the same. It's the same dance. Just like that's why we have violence against Asians. We have violence against Asians because the white slave master president Trump kept calling the virus, the coronavirus, the Asian virus, the Chinese virus, the Chinese flu. He made up so many names for it, and then people started becoming fearful or started becoming angry because they believed what? Because of what the alternate reality, and even what he was saying when he was talking about fake news and all that, he was the one making up the fake news. And it got out there so much, just like the election was rigged. He claimed the election was rigged. Y'all gotta understand that you can't believe everything. That's why you have to open up your mind, get knowledge and get wisdom, and say, well, is this true? You have to be able to get to the point where you understand more and at a deeper level. And that's why spirituality, and that's why they don't want you to open your third eye. They don't want you to meditate. They don't want you to do all that stuff. That's what they really should be teaching in school. Quiet as it's kept. They teach us that all these slave owners and rapists and thieves and everything else were great people. They were not great people. The people that founded this country were not great people. They were not good people, and that's why I kept telling y'all the best thing to do is what? To be a good citizen of the United States. Treat everybody with respect and kindness and with love. Because even the 13 sacred keys, the main key that unlocks the door to the 13 sacred keys is what? Love. That's why I tell y'all all the time. Y'all can hear. In fact, I'm out of time right now. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all the buttons. But most of all, what do I tell y'all? Hit the love button. I love y'all. But y'all got to look this stuff up. Look it up. Look it up. Anyway, bye. I love you.